Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Right Time, a Wave original. My name is Bomani Jones. Thanks for listening wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Subscribe, like, rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. You only give us 4 stars. I'm inclined to believe you are a hater. It is that time of week where we have a guest join us. He got a book coming out soon. I don't really know the name of it. It's always tricky when I'm talking about people who right now don't have like full-time jobs. So I don't be necessarily knowing how to do the introduction, but it's the homie Roy Wood. I think that's where I'm supposed to say a man who needs no introduction. I probably could have done
Yeah,
that. But
no,
now,
it's
now I
fine.
see through that when people do it. I'm like, oh, you just can't remember what the things were.
It's like when black comics bring you on stage. Y'all seen them on all the shows. Uh Comic View, BT, Def Jam. Show You Love. And Def Jam ain't been on in almost 20 years. Ain't nobody seen me on it. Just, you see them on all the sketches and then doing the thing on the clubs and colleges all over. Yeah, man, good to see you, man. Man of Many Fathers available for pre-order. Grab that. It's a good Christmas gift, ladies. Get that for your man who ain't doing shit in your life. Help him
Well,
out.
look, I'm looking forward to getting my copy of the book so that I can then have you on the show to talk about it. And of course, as somebody who knows you and we have group chat dinners and who has a bit of an understanding of what comes with that title, Man of Many Fathers, I think you guys are going to greatly enjoy this book that I have not even read yet. But
Yeah, man.
the vision is seen.
Coming to you live from a Midtown hotel while a contractor tears up my house because there's apparently a water leak in my walls that I didn't know about for 2 years.
Ooh, and that is always the condo dilemma of who do the walls belong to?
Bro, bro, finna have some meetings with these folks above me because I don't know what y'all been doing. And my AC been leaking for so long, I need to go downstairs to the folks under me and just be like, hey, my bad. That's on me, big dog. I ain't even know the water pump was broke. It is what it is, man. Home repairs have you wanting to just live in a tent the rest of your life. I get why white people be living in them little tiny houses and them storage containers. You got to deal with none of this bullshit.
Brother, let me tell you something. I own a house in North Carolina, and I got a tenant who lives in the house, but the tenants are my people. And quite honestly, I'm the most generous landlord in the world, right? Like, I'm not doing this to make money. The money that I would make off of them per month would be inhumane. Like when my guy first moved in there, he was in law school. It's one of my former students, right? I'm like, no,
Okay.
take care of, be in the crib, take care of the crib, get your life right, little homie. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's very
that's
kind
that's
of you.
what right. That's what I'm there to provide the security to help. And it's been my privilege to be able to help them out. But brother, when I got this call in June after I had just made a fairly significant purchase, and they told me that the air conditioner went out, not just we
Oh.
need a new compressor, which is its own situation. The air conditioner went out.
Oh,
Brother,
the whole joint. The whole
yes, the
outside joint. Oh
the
no.
H, the V, the A, and the C. They like, look, the
Oh
AC
man.
went out, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the furnace about to go out too. Brother, I was like, okay, well, how much that gonna cost? It's been a long time since somebody gave me a how much that gonna cost, and I had to be like, I'm sorry, say that again. Like, even if I didn't like it, it's like, all right, man, I got this. Man, they told me $15,000. I said, what? Like, is there a tariff on that?
now
Right?
now
I
if
had to have a homie tell me that his cost $15,000, so I didn't feel like I was getting worked.
if you was a real landlord, you'd have just put some ceiling fans in that thing and told them keep on.
But see, that was the thing about it, is that because it was the tenant, I had to approach it with a different urgency because it's June, it's North Carolina. I can't leave you in there with no air conditioner. I'm sure there's a law that says that can't be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that feels illegal. It feels like some base level what I'm entitled to as a tenant type situation. But yo, man, this home repair stuff, I get why people be squatting now.
Yeah.
Like you ever see them videos where somebody just come home and it's just somebody in your house and
Yes.
just that's it. We live together. That's where the world's head. You know that's where it's headed.
Yes.
Folks doing bad, man. Folks doing bad. I get it, man. I get that
I
squatting
think
thing.
something about squatting that you learn in many different capacities, which is on every level, people can just decide not to leave. Like, you really don't have that many plays where somebody's like, well, no, I'm just not gonna go. Right? Like that was, and we said that was the kind of the Donald Trump January 6th situation. That is trying to get your money out of any lawsuit. That can be a
Yeah.
breakup in a relationship. Like, and also I see it very often with you guys parenting. Now that you had to take the driver out of the bag now, and all you got is you got to have a strong iron game. You can't just rear back and knock them 300 yards like you used to, right? Like, you ain't got a whole lot of plays. The little homie's just like, no, not going to bed.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's just not much you can do. Like I almost feel like, in a weird way, I respect squatting because you just betting that they're not a gun owner. Like
Yes.
you're basically just going, this nice. I saw you leave for work. I know your patterns, so I'm gonna just walk in your crib, and now I live here, and
Yeah.
I'm just never leaving. And I dare you to put hands on me.
Yeah.
And if people
Yeah.
don't, like
Well, I mean, part of it is that the squatting population is typically a group of people that you don't want to put your hands on. You just don't want to touch them.
I do think the more we get into these smart locks, though, evictions are gonna take on a different look, and it'll just be I lock you out of your house type situations. I mean, you can break in, you can figure out a way to pop a window or something like that. But like the new way, like how they have the kill switches on your car, and if you miss a car note, your car just turn off.
Yes.
And then I think they changed it to it just won't start again because folks' cars were just turning off on the freeway in the left lane.
Oh, good
Like
point.
the repo
Yeah,
kill
it
switch.
can't happen in motion. It can't happen. Like, it
They hit
can't
that
happen
repo
at
kill
midnight.
switch, your ass merging in front of an 18 wheeler. You get in front of an 18 wheeler. You wasn't supposed to merge in front of it, but you gunning it
Yes.
because you know you got a
Yes.
V6, and then that thing just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, can't have that. That's a great point. You can't have this. You can't, like,
yeah.
you also just made me think about something that I had not considered with that is that are they putting the repo man out of business?
No, somebody still got to come get the truck. Certain stuff AI can't do. You can't
Okay.
Tesla
So
auto
this is the
drive a
thing.
repo.
Okay, so
You can
does
barely
it
auto
make
drive a taxi Waymo to pick people up.
well, but does it make the repo man's job less hazardous? Because I don't feel like the repo man is a consistent topic of conversation like it was, say, 30 years ago when there was actually a wrestler named the repo man because people was getting their shit repossessed at such staggering rates. But everybody, well, I mean, I guess you young people maybe don't, but the repo man has a very simple job. You stop paying your car note, and the repo man, according to a very particular set of laws, then is entitled to pull the truck up, hitch up your car, and take it with him. The problem with that for the repo man is very self evident, which is people will shoot you before they let you take their car. Even if the
Oh,
car isn't really theirs, the car now belongs to
yeah.
the bank. No, 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 no. The repo man gotta have that heat because that other man got that heat. I had a
They
professor in
quick with
college
it.
who told me that he used to ride around with the repo man when he was in high school for extra money. And if something happened and the repo man pulled up and Buddy pulled the heat out the window and the repo man pulled his heat back, and the only person that didn't have the heat was him. And he realized very quickly that riding around with the repo man had a lot more to it. He was like, it would be funny. They go pull up people's cars and they be all mad and screaming
Mm-mm.
and pointing down the way.
But the repo man cold with it now. You seen the new tow truck tech? They yanking them in the
No.
gas. In the time, there's videos. In the time it takes you to go inside the gas station to pay for your gas, gone, gone. They pull up no chains, no nothing. They put two lifts up under them front two tires, rear wheel, front wheel, don't matter. Got it. And then they take it around the corner and secure it. But they can lift and roll your shit in under 30 seconds, bro. The real repo job ain't even cars. I had a partner in college who used to do repos for Rent-A-Center. And I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you, everything they showed on that TV show Southside, that sitcom, it's real. You got to knock on somebody's door for a love seat. Now you want to talk about knowing that you coming? You know Rent-A-Center coming because they call you 4 or 5 times. Hey, You missed a $12 payment on the VCR. I got to come get that VCR from you. And my dog in college is going up to, he's like 18, 19 years old. And these
Couldn't
are
be
the
me.
homes of grown ass uncles, 45, 50 years old, with that old man strength. Come on in here and get the sofa. And this is the fucked up part. My dog would have to go and repo a sofa, but had to move it himself because they wouldn't help him. So you
Hey,
moving a
man.
big ass Oakwood sectional at 19, dolo, in somebody's house who calling you ain't shit to your face the whole time you dragging it out the door for $7.50 an hour.
Well, hold on. Forget about the idea that you're expected to move this furniture by yourself. How about the very realistic possibility that it's about to be a fight and you are going by yourself into a home where once you get past the door, todo es posible. There's no telling who is on the other side of this door once you get there, right? Like, I once got the bright idea when I was in college that me and the homie was going to go kick somebody's door down over, it's a long story, but it involves both money and a girl, right? So there's a lot to it. And my brother explained to me that what's on the other side of that door, first of all, the idea that I wanted for there to be door kicking. I was not a door kicker, but I absolutely called somebody who was not only up for the task, who every day woke up hoping that somebody would call him and ask him to do something similar to kick
Give me the
somebody's door down.
dollar amount at stake. I don't need any of the details, but just give me the dollar, the retail price of whatever this conflict was about.
It was less than $20.
Jesus Lord, the principality death. Okay,
It was.
you lucky to be here.
No, we didn't do it. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. I realized I didn't need to do it when I called my man and was like, yo, I might need you to go with me to, don't say no more. Just show up over here and I got you. And I noticed right there, oh, this could get out of hand really fast.
So a stripper stole my class ring in college, and
What did
which
she
is a
think she was gonna get for that?
weird way to start a sentence. But and this is, and I'm not even plugging my book. I told the story in the book, but we had somebody's birthday. We had the part, like, you remember in college, there was always one group of friends that lived off campus that had the jumping apartment. And that apartment was like social center. That was the pre-gaming apartment before you went out to the club. We had the pre-game apartment. Our apartment was party central. Half the people in there wasn't on the lease. And so we had a birthday party for somebody, and somebody got a dancer. She came, she danced. End of the night, I go upstairs and I'm going, I'm like putting my watches away or whatever. And I notice I have no more watches. And then I look over there and my little and it's a high school class ring, but it's mine. It's gone. So I tell everybody, I go downstairs, y'all check your shit. She got us. She got us. Everybody went upstairs. Sure enough, she had worked her way from room to room and it picked out everybody's nice little jewelry, little herringbones, whatever. Next thing I know, we ride through Tallahassee and Frenchtown with a baseball bat looking for a man named Lucius, who's the one who booked her, who they booked it through. And then halfway through, just walking down the street, you know how you catch a glimpse of yourself, like in a reflection in like the glass of somebody's car. I was like, what are we doing? We ain't no killers. She got us. That's just, it's okay. It's a high school class. And I ain't thought about it. Number one, high school class ring, one of the greatest grifts of all time in the history of the school system. But also, if you're not a killer, if you're not for real psychotic about that, you have no place even remotely trying to. But this was late 90s Master P, No Limit Soldier. I Thought I Told You, Pastor Troy, No More Play. So you was hyped. You thought you could do it, but nah, man, you gotta take your ass home, man. $20, you trying to kick a dough in? Come on, bro.
Brother, in high school, and I remember this. This is the last night before I went to Atlanta for some program, start college. Me and the homie Raylan, shout out to the homie Raylan. If y'all know Raylan Nevlin in Houston, tell him I said what's happening. I think I got his number, but it may not be the same. I ain't talked to him in a minute, right? But anyway, rolling with him. He rode with a couple of cats that became very famous rappers down the line. And we north side Houston types, right? That's where we are. We on the north side of Houston. And for those of you who are from the north side of Houston or a particular part of the north side of Houston, you will understand where this gets to be a little bit funny. We were going to, and all we knew was this dude Josh was throwing a pool party in Inwood. Okay.
Now, it's North Side black and
Inwood,
hood or black and successful, like black middle class?
I would say black working class is probably more accurate. But the issue with Inwood is there are a whole bunch of permutations of Inwood, right? So, like in Atlanta, where people talk about like it's 50 different peach trees, yeah, but if you say peach tree, you're talking about Peachtree. Nobody's calling
You know the
Peachtree
vibes.
Industrial Peachtree or West Peachtree Peachtree. If you say Peachtree, you mean Peachtree. If you mean Inwood, anything is possible. But we get to rolling, and this is a very 1997 sort of story, right? Because there are no cell phones. We got a couple of pagers in the crew or whatever. We riding around in an Isuzu rodeo, and we know that there's a pool party in Inwood. And as we're rolling, we're meeting more people who are also looking for this pool party in Inwood. And nobody knows exactly where the pool party is. By now, our convoy got like 3-4 cars. It's some cute girls in another SUV that's rolling with us. I remember I got one of their phone numbers. It was a shame because I was moving the next day, right? But we was just rolling around, couldn't find. We spent all night, had so much fun, not finding this pool party. Until finally, the homie Aaron was like, let's go to that motherfucker's house. And so now 2 of our cars are pulling up to Josh's house. Okay. We're pulling up to Josh's house. And this is in Houston. I want to remind you, we're all 16, 17, right? Like this is the age range. We're out past the teen curfew for Harris County. And we outside, we in the cul-de-sac, somebody screaming. And the next thing I know, we looked up and we saw a movement in that upstairs window. And it dawned on all of us at the same time. We are in Texas. It is late at night, and we are causing a disturbance.
Mm-hmm.
We are not just cruising for a bruising. We are shooting to get shot.
Yep.
And we jumped in cars and we bailed out like Starsky and Hutch.
Better go on the Waffle House
what were
and
we
live
doing?
to fight another day.
Yeah. We rolled out. I'm out to going back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? This is what we did, you know?
Yeah, I'm not a fighter. I am where I am now. Like, I'm the type of person that I would like. There's one comedian I'm gonna do this to for sure, but like I'm the type of person where I would create a fake company and a full digital profile and maintain it for 2 years and then create a LinkedIn profile and pick your resume and then interview you 3 times for the job and then tell you you're not going to get the job. Like,
You gonna do what Cameron did to Omar Gooden?
if that's not one of the weirdest beefs of 2025, like, of all the beefs that so far this year, like, what do we have right now? We have Shedeur Sanders versus racism. We have who's Cam Newton going at? Cam Newton was going at something.
Oh, going to Gilly the Kid. And by the way,
okay.
That's 10-8 round after 10-8 round.
Yeah. That's
The ref
you
gonna
gonna give Gilly a 9? Gilly ain't got a 9 in whatever round.
The way he hit Gilly with, did you know that Gilly the Kid had an album called Gilladelphia? And I did not know that. That was a knockout punch.
Cam Newton's got to be one of the most astute, but also petty. It's like he uses his powers for good, but then when he wants, he's like, yeah, let me go on and just tear you down real quick just because I got the time. I didn't have Omar Gooden versus Cameron on my black people beef.
And for those of you who don't know, I don't even remember where the start of the beef comes from.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't. But Cameron cast Omar Gooding for a part in a movie and paid him $7,500. But the movie isn't real.
And
he
Omar
booked
traveled.
him to do it, and travel for a movie that isn't real, and then made him and got him to sign a waiver of sorts, and put the movie on Revolt or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
apparently it's
shot the
just one of these
scene. They
awful
shot the
movies.
scenes. Yeah.
Yes.
He shot scenes for a film that wasn't real, that was never going to come out. The only part of the beef, and granted, this is Cameron, and he doesn't have borders or like what he leaves you alone, and then he goes all the way to, he don't take it to 10, he take it to 12, right? The only part of that beef, I was like, you put the man's rate out there.
Yeah.
Now you're messing with his ability to feed his family going forward, because please believe Hollywood is paying attention to that part of the beef. They're locked in on that part, and like they'll do that because like the way it works in entertainment, like your quote is your quote. So once you work lower than, you can never work for less than what you were paid to do the same role, like the same credit, like guest star, supporting actor, like whatever, right? So if Cameron paid him less than his rate, and I don't know Omar's regular rate, but if Cameron paid him less than his rate and then put out there what his rate was, then the next person to hire Omar, if they want, they can play hardball with him. And granted, Omar Gooden's got a 30-year resume around this bitch, so he probably could stand tall and get the money he's supposed to get. But when you put out what you paid the man, like that was the part I was like, ugh. That's Rick Ross.
Left with,
that's Rick Ross 50 Cent baby mama sex tape land.
Yeah.
It's like, was left. Let's keep it man to man.
I was left to say, I'm glad that man likes me. Right? Like I said after the Kendrick Drake thing, I'm glad my ops can't rap. And I'm glad me and Cam is cool.
I got love for Dipset, man. You know, they used to put my pranks on some of their mixtapes.
Yeah, I have to admit, like, you doing pranks, that seems right up the particular alley of those guys. I was going to refer. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to say this so it can't get chopped up and aggregated. But I was going to say that is the particular, like, alley of asshole that would be theirs. But then I thought about what an asshole alley could be. You know what? We're going to come right back.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about when Roy Wood went to Scotland.
Read an ad or something.
NFL fans, week 1 is your shot to play free and stack $1 million cash bag with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, DraftKings' easiest way to play fantasy. Enter for free and pick more or less on 6-player stats for week 1. Share your link with friends to add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. Hit all 6 picks and you'll be splitting a bag that's already at $1 million or more. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app, use code BOMANI, and opt in free and start stacking entries for week 1 in the NFL. Zero cost, huge upside, in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. Must claim token for free entry in bag builder contest. Only perfect entries earn share of cash prize. Tokens are single use and expire September 8th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Back with Roy Wood Jr. The reason I had you on was, and I found this to be very interesting. I was making a run over to Europe. You were over to Europe. We were close, but not close enough to catch up. And you had said, and another homie we got in the group chat, that y'all was going to be in Scotland. Or he said he was going to be in Scotland. And then I knew you were going to be in one of the lands. You know what I'm saying? I was going to be in London. Couldn't get it together. England. But then after you had decided to make it, while you was over there, black people in America found out it was black people in Scotland.
Bro, I land on Saturday in Edinburgh, pardon me, because
that's how they say it.
Correct. Yeah, Edinburgh. You know, they like to, it's like they worse than them people from Louisville.
I was about to say, that's the Antigua. Louisville. Yeah, that's the Antigua, not Antigua.
yeah, it's the same. So I land in Edinburgh on Saturday, and it's already bubbling up that, you got one brother, his name is Twitter Starboy Fitness, but they call him Sterling K. Brown or whatever. Like, it's a dude who look like Sterling K. Brown who sounds Scottish, and is confusing black folks because black Americans, we get weirded out over any type of accent. And so when you look like me but sound different, so there's a novelty to it. So I was over there for a TV festival. I have my son. We have an itinerary. We have things and activities lined up to do. And the second day, they're viral. And I'm just thinking to myself, bro, I'm like, I'm over here and I think I want to talk to one of these Negroes. I think that would be the right thing to, because folks in the comments were asking these folks the black Scots, the black Brits who live in Scotland. We'll talk about that in a second. They were asking them a million questions, and I was like, this might be a fun, just why not go talk to people? So I make a video, throw a kite up, say, hey, I'm here. If you want to talk to me, talk. DMs get flipped. Now, mind you, I'm somebody who really don't use TikTok on a regular basis. I check my TikTok like twice a week. I'm not on it every day like IG and Twitter and all of that, right?
Oh, so you're an occasional crack smoker.
Not no more. That shit is good. Not no more. I've been on TikTok every day for the last week and a half. So I started getting hit up by all these different folks. And it turns out one of them I'd already followed. So I'd start shooting DMs, and they were like, yeah, and I didn't want to just talk to dudes. I wanted to talk to some women too. So next thing I know, I have an itinerary of interviews to go and do. And my man Starboy, he lives over in Glasgow. So I had to take a car out that way to go and interview him, and then just started lining up all these interviews, man. And then I just put them all together into one little thing and put it out. And I've been trying to work on some sort of talk show project for the last 2 months anyway. So this kind of fell in line with what I'm trying to ideate. As much as I love CNN, I just don't trust media. Media can pivot on you in a heartbeat. So I just want to make sure I got a 1B situation as well. But it was dope talking to him. I learned a lot. Also, I was very leery about putting this stuff out, man, because you start getting into diaspora conversations. It got a little dicey in the comments because it also starts this conversation about the Black American experience versus being a first generation immigrant natively born in a country that's not yours. You know what I'm saying? And so I still think there's some merit to, if you are melanated and you are born in a non-melanated place and you are raised in a non-melanated place, there has to be something unique to your experience. And I was curious about it. And so that's what I went over there and just talked to folks about. I think once you start getting into, okay, you're from Ghana, your parents are from Ghana, but moved here and you were born here. Well, you need to go back to Ghana and experience being Ghanaian. And this Scottish stuff is not who you are. If you're 35 with 2 kids and a Scottish wife, there's something different about you than someone native to Ghana that grew up in Ghana and got 5, 6 generations. But I do think it was a real interesting conversation with these folks just about how our culture, how Black culture spreads across the globe, and the sense of identity and individuality that you may feel in a place that foreign, and the kinship you might feel with Black Americans. And this is the wild shit, bro, is that they get all of the Black culture, but are taught none of the Black history. Black American, they get Black American culture, but they aren't taught any Black American history. I'm not saying they necessarily should, because we are not taught any of the stuff over there. But I do find it interesting that Black American history is suppressed in a lot of international school systems. And I think part of that is because they don't want people over there to see and know what is actually possible and what you're capable of becoming. I don't know. I think it's all unique to whatever the level of racism is in that particular country, but I'm happy I did it. I just didn't eat no food. Everybody was trying to get me to do food, and I was trying to tell black folks in the comments, I'm not Keith Lee, man. I'm not. In my opinion of this food, it's not going to change your restaurant, and you're going to have a line around the door, man. I eat like trash. You see my physique.
Brother,
I'm
that's what I was
like,
about to say. You looking at it the wrong way. You saying you see my physique, therefore my opinion don't matter, and they are looking at you like that man look like he know what he talking about. Don't nobody. Let me tell you, man, they ain't about to let me go around. Ain't like if I go over there to Scotland, ain't nobody gonna be hitting me like, yo, man, you gotta tell us what the food is like. They ain't gonna be like, yo, so did you eat over there?
nah. It is interesting to see how Black Americans perceive you though, because like nobody was like telling me to like go to the clubs and none of that. Like ask them questions about the middle passages. I'm like, God damn, like these
No.
are street interviews. That's a sit down couch question.
So I just want to say this, right? I had not considered Black Scots. I don't have a great handle. Like all that stuff over there that ain't England, right? If it's not London, it's kind of all the same to me.
Okay, when you talk about
It's the
yo,
the
okay,
United
keep going, keep
Kingdom.
going.
There's a United Kingdom
Yes.
of England, Scotland, Wales, which is a theory to me. I don't know shit about no Wales. And then Northern Ireland. And I guess it makes sense. It would be some black people in Scotland. It never dawned on me that per this Google search, there is 65,000 black people in Scotland. Like, I don't know exactly how they are distributed, but I figured that yes, there would be black people in Scotland, but they would all be dating white women, not necessarily because they love white women, but just because by the time you got to the 11th grade, you had dated all the black girls. And either you was going to be married or you had to branch out.
Yeah, less than 100,000 black folks in a country with 5.5 million people total. So you probably ain't got a lot of options. And most of the black folks are in the major cities, so they're not spread out in the highlands somewhere. That was the other thing, was the idea of people who know about Black Scots getting mad at dumb Americans for realizing that it was Black Scots were actually a thing. Because I think here's the thing we really deal with on the internet that I think is fucked up is that people who already know something get mad at people who are just discovering the thing that they already knew.
Right.
And somehow, because I just now found out about it, rather than celebrate the fact that I'm finally on your intellectual level, you will shame and cuss me out and call me dumb. When you know
Yes.
for a fact I wasn't taught none of that shit. And the whole UK, Great Britain, England, if I went on the street right now, Jordan Klepper style, and I asked people, what is Great Britain? What is England? And what is the UK? 70% of them people are going to think all three of them countries are the same. I thought it for a long
Mm-hmm.
time because you're just not taught this whole, the European Union. Like maybe you were, or maybe you were, but not everybody. Dog, I went to Alabama, Birmingham public schools. We was too busy learning the second verse to lift every voice and sing. So pardon me if I thought Ireland was still in the UK. It's not.
Brother,
Ireland
to
dipped
me,
in the 1920s.
the UK to me feels like if it was a country that was New York, Connecticut, or Rhode Island. Like, there's definitely one of these that is carrying the rest of you.
But if you go there and you tell somebody from Rhode Island that you think they're from New York,
Yes.
in college, so at FAMU, to us, most Southerners, if you lived at this time, I don't think it's the same now, but at the time, in the eyes of most
I know what
Southerners
you're
who
going
were
to say.
just learning about the East Coast and East Coast culture, if you lived DC or North, you were
That's
from New
all New
York.
York. That's all New
You're from New York.
York.
I don't have time to separate you into Phillies and Jersey. But when you meet somebody from Philly and you say, you New York, man, I'm tired of you New York, man. Infuriated. Don't you dare. Don't you ever call me no New York. You're wearing a bubble vest with no sleeves, big dog. New York. And low key, some of them boys from North Carolina would wear the high top Tims because they thought they was DMX. New York. You're a New
Yeah.
York nigga that lived down south.
Yeah. Like the idea that Philly and New York, I knew they were different places, but I didn't think they were different things. Does that make sense? Right.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
like it just it all seemed and look, I ain't feel so bad about it because they damn sure was doing the same thing to us.
Yeah, but when you go over, oh my God, Birmingham is Mississippi, is Tennessee. The only cities they had real respect for was Miami and New Orleans in those days, because they were still with they. Atlanta wasn't fully embraced yet by New York culture, not in the mid-90s. It you couldn't wrap your head around the fact that Atlanta was a culturally different place, and then they finally had to accept it. The thing I really learned from over there, though, is that there's such a cultural difference, much like the East Coast, to all of those places over there, that there is something interesting about being melanated over there. And I'm using the word melanated specifically because I also discovered on this journey that I don't think as Black folks across the globe, I don't think we have a cohesive agreement on what Blackness is. And I think that my conversations with some of these Scottish people were interpreted as me trying to process them solely based on Black and comparing them to Black Americans. But it's just more of a, hey, it's not a lot of you over here. What's it like for you here? And just starting from that question and just letting the conversation go where it may.
They do understand that they hilarious, objectively speaking, right? Like, like I was in London and I met a
Yeah.
black woman and she sounded just like Mick Jagger. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I guess that ain't funny over there, but that is a hoot in this
As
house.
a Southerner who's been asked by Northerners to repeat words so they can laugh at me, I try not to just chuckle at people's.
No, no, no,
I'm
no, no,
trying to be
no. We talk about
politically
two different
correct.
things, though. We talk about two different things, though, because them
Are we?
Northerners, because them Northerners are judging you, right? What I am speaking
Yeah.
to is the phenomenon of cognitive dissonance, which is something completely different, right? Like
Okay.
what I don't
Okay.
have the sophisticated ear for as it stands right now is what is the English version of a black scent. Again, I assume that like Mick Jagger and them did their best, but when they try to sound like black people, they sound like Americans. I be listening to that England rap, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. But it don't look. All I know is that when that black man started sounding like, I can't even say Roddy Piper because he ain't even really Scotch. You know what I'm saying? But when that black man sounded like he had a kilt on, you have to understand, brother. It's kind of like you ever met
It's
an
jarring.
Asian from
It's
Louisiana?
jarring for a minute. Oh yeah, bro. We had so many Asians with Birmingham accents
Yes,
growing. Oh,
that's what I'm
it was.
saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Or my favorite
Okay.
phenomenon, the Chinese Jamaican.
I still have not seen this. People keep talking about this. There was also some Black Russians that were coming up in the TikTok comments. I might go to. They were telling me to go to Russia. I was like, I'll talk to the Black Italians or something like that. Like if you're a native Black
I ain't going to
Italian, I'll
Russia.
go to
I ain't going
Italy.
to Russia.
The block hot right now. Fuck, I look
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
yeah. Look,
Russia.
look. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Paul Robeson. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't going. I ain't. I
Because I know
ain't.
y'all ain't coming to get me. Y'all barely
No.
went to
Now that I
get
know you're
Brittany
not coming to
Griner,
get
and
me.
she's good at basketball. I don't do
Yeah.
shit.
Last thing I need is Putin finding out that I'm trying to get all the black people together. They might think it's the revolution.
You need to go talk to the Black people in Moscow. You go.
No.
You
Not only
go.
that, clearly they don't want to talk to me. Like, I still feel like you go to Moscow because you want to hang out with the other black people.
I mean, if you're Black and born in Moscow, that's not your fault. That's just where you are. Them your people. That's your
What I'm
life.
saying,
I'm just telling
somebody
you.
got you there in the first place, is what I'm
Well,
saying.
then,
That's all I'm.
nigga, meet me in Brussels.
Yes.
I'm not going to Moscow.
No.
That's all I'm saying. But the other interesting thing is that you learn the differences in the accents as well. There is a difference to the Scottish, like to the naked ear, if you haven't heard either enough, but being over there for just a week, that Scottish accent versus the English, like a London accent. I'm not even talking about the countryside of England or whatever. Like I feel like British. Oh, that's the other thing. Because it's all Great Britain, technically you're all Black Brits, whether you're in Wales, Northern Ireland, and blah, 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 blah. But then within that, you're Scottish. Does that make sense? So the way we've been using Black Brits as Americans is technically wrong because we associate Black Brit to just England. More specifically, just London. Because we also thought Great Britain was fucking England because that's what you told us in the Olympics.
Yes.
You'd have an athlete with Great Britain on their chest, and we go, okay, well, that must be, it's like Russia versus USSR. Okay, your Olympic name is a different name from your slang name.
Yes.
We know you're full.
And by the way, so that people understand the difference, it's important. Great Britain is that island, right? That island is Great Britain. So Northern Ireland is in the United Kingdom, but it is not British because it is on Ireland, the island of Ireland, and it's a lot of beef going on over there.
See, and that's where I just check out because I'm just like, y'all all from over there. It's like when you get into like
but
Hawaiians and Samoans.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
When am I going to have time during the day to learn all of this shit that y'all are trying to get me to learn?
I'm saying this, brother. You ain't got to learn it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm not trying to scrap it out with the Samoans just because I'm lazy, right? Like, I don't know who feels exactly what at what point.
I respect all of it, but I have not taken the proper time that I should to understand the nuanced differences between country and culture when it comes to anything Hawaiian, Polynesian, Samoan,
Polynesian, right there. There we go.
I don't even know if that's the right word. I might be using the wrong word right now. You don't know.
Look, Polynesian is the catch-all that works, even though I be looking at a lot of them boys' hair, and I know that if they grew up anywhere around me, they wouldn't be calling them no Polynesians. That boy,
you need to get a Polynesian on to talk about this shit. I'm not finna get into it with them Polynesians because they'll show up and hock a dance at my live show.
Now you're making it worse.
You can't perform through one. That dance is loud. You can't
yo, that look on their face when they get to doing that, I'm like, yo, man, they be talking about scaring the girls are scaring me.
But yeah, it was interesting in just learning. All right, there's much more to be learned about the culture of being we are the global majority. I also try to be very careful about that minority word. It's just you're a minority.
Yeah, I don't use that.
Globally, we're number one. Rah, rah, rah. But I learned a lot. I'm gonna do it again. I'm supposed to go to I got my book right here. I'm supposed to go to London in December. The show dates aren't public yet, and then I'm supposed to go to Netherlands. That should be interesting too.
Oh yeah, I just got back from both of those.
Yeah, but I heard that Scottish accent. You know what it is? The Scottish accent hits the ones I heard hit them front syllables harder. Whereas the British accent is very soft, and Shedeur Sanders is now.
Oh yeah, no, they are not the same.
Shedeur Sanders is the third string quarterback.
Yes, that is. But now you sounded harder. Like a Scottish Nigerian right there. But it is a very important thing that the British accent in different dialects. It's almost like speaking French in that you take off the last consonant. Right? It's better to do the thing you said you were going. Like you leave off. You leave off that joint. Like I was peeping a lot of that game when I was over there on that. I want to get one thing because I know you got to go in a second, but I need to ask you this before we go. And honestly, I may not be able to because it could go so far. I was going to ask you about Shedeur Sanders. You and I agree on a very important point, which is we trying to ascribe good decision making to the Cleveland Browns. However, I feel like our people are in full-on conspiracy mode, which is putting me in many cases in the position of being the person not so much defending the white people, but saying, I don't necessarily think they that bad, and I don't like how this neighborhood feels.
I don't think that they are putting Shedeur in the best possible situations to show what he can do. But also it is the Browns. Deshaun Watson is guaranteed every penny. These are the Browns. They had Julio Jones, and now they don't. These are the Browns, bro. Like it's a history of bad decisions as a franchise, and so I just think this is just another log on the dysfunctional fire of that organization. I think that ultimately, what happens when Deshaun Watson comes back? That's the other question that nobody's talking about. Was it 230,
Look here.
230 mil guarantee? Like, does he suit up again? I just hope you get some garbage time situations early in the season where Shedeur can get in and get some reps, but he's the third stringer. They're not going to give him, you're not going to get a lot of reps. Isn't there a rule? Like, once the third stringer's in, you can't even go back to the other, whoever
That's
the
if
hell.
you are like the emergency quarterback. But you
Okay.
are, look, man, I have seen this point made, and I think that this is an important one, and I'm curious your thoughts. The number one pick in the draft this year was a black dude who started off as a 0-star recruit, went to Incarnate Word, and then took his black ass to Washington State before getting to Miami, making himself the number one overall pick, and he looks pretty good. And people who could easily be supporting him in that, which is an actual sports story, are instead leaning on the reality television element that is Shedeur Sanders. And that is not Shedeur's fault, but I do think it is a bad look for people who say that they are sports fans to like not latch on. Like when Nike put the commercial out with the advertisement out after the first preseason game, I'm like, come on, baby, we're not even talking about sports no more.
Yeah, I mean, that's culture. That's selling ads. That's what Nike's going to do.
But Nike always sold winners. You ain't gonna find too many examples of Nike's doing commercials for a dude that kind of sort of might not make the team.
But Shedeur is selling perseverance. So in spite of falling to the fifth pick,
what is he persevered?
Persevered the fuck should have fallen all the way down to the fifth round when y'all said I should have been going higher.
That's what we call perseverance now.
Is that not the league having a thumb on your neck just a little bit? Just a little bit. So he's not swimming upstream at all. Shedeur ain't swimming upstream at all.
That does not count as swimming upstream. Perseverance, like, is he doing it with a torn labrum? Okay. No, that is not swimming. The 0-star recruit, that boy swam upstream. His daddy didn't coach the team.
If Shedeur put up numbers. Now, wait a minute. Now we're not gonna act like Shedeur was throwing 48 picks.
No, I'm not acting like
what was his win percentage at Colorado? It was like 600%, right? It was like
it wasn't terrible. I'm just saying
he wasn't Tim Tebow with it. But
what he did was not swim upstream. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying that this man has taken a few licks that were probably undeserved. I don't know if it's enough to wholly go racism. I think it's definitely you trying to teach no, that is racism because it'd be black folks that be arrogant.
Let me ask you a question.
But this isn't go march in the street, make a sign in front of the Brown Stadium. Like, I'm not finna put on a blue vest like D-Ray, right. Go down to Cleveland. And
Roy, tell me this, man. You telling me that boy is not looking like a 5th round pick? Because he's looking like a 5th round pick.
I wouldn't know because they don't play him enough, Bomani. So I don't have enough information.
Which is another way of saying he looked like a 5th round pick.
He ain't look like a 5th round pick when he threw them 2 touchdowns. When he threw them 2 touchdowns, I was like, well, let's see what he does next week. Let's see what he does. How many other 5th round picks? How many other 5th round picks was y'all going, can't wait to see what happens next week? It's because you believe something's there. Now, he's got to have an opportunity to prove or disprove it. I'm just saying he hasn't been given that yet. And part of why he hasn't been given it is because it's the Browns. And you have to, that slides the racism-tivity of it back to the middle for me.
Whole Shedeur out here playing with one arm while everybody else got 2.
I'm not saying he's Rudy. But when does he get a chance now to okay, you the Browns, you the coach now. So when does Shedeur get? Because now he's screwed.
All
You're
right,
the third stringer.
He just moved up on the draft the depth chart on Tuesday because the Browns traded Kenny Pickett. So now it's only 3 left, and so that means it's Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur. Joe Flacco gonna start the season. His old ass, if he don't break his hip, is just gonna be sorry. And then Dylan Gabriel gonna move up, and then at some point, Shedeur gonna get his opportunity. Everybody need to realize that. Don't you worry, he gonna get his chance for the exact reason you said, because it's the Browns and they sorry.
Shedeur is gonna come in. What's the O-line situation in Cleveland? That's also another question, because sometimes y'all don't be judging folks, unfairly off of that too.
This is what everybody.
And then y'all gonna say we making excuses for Shedeur
because you are. And this is the key.
Why do we make that excuse for Tua? Tua was getting his ass knocked out.
Yeah, but no,
I'm a Dolphins fan. No. That O-line was not protecting that boy up. That was one of the first things they had to start drafting up.
Yeah, but
so do we get to make that excuse for Shedeur down the road when he gets sacked?
This is a football adage to take for you forever, and the statistics bear this out. And this is very important. Sacks are a quarterback stat. Getting the ball out is the responsibility of the quarterback. Them sacks that boy was taking over the weekend, those were not the fault of the offensive line. They wasn't good. He wasn't no better than them. I think it's the point that people are not catching. But they like, he not getting out there with the good offensive line. The offensive line is like, we ain't out there with the good quarterback. What you got now?
We will never know until if all that boy got is a 2 Mississippi to throw the ball every time, then all we doing is running short, quick release routes.
That's fine.
When does he get a 5 Mississippi, bro?
Throw those. The problem is he doesn't throw those. If all you got is 2 steps and throw, it's 2 steps and throw.
Shedeur was 8 for 9 with 22 yards. That ain't enough to get it done in this league. I tell you that much.
Oh my gosh! I didn't expect that the homie was going to be one of them. I thought we was going to be laughing at people like you.
I'm saying that we are in an endless. We will never be able to make an excuse for Shedeur. It has to be Bugs Bunny 1 versus 11, throw 500 yards for 4 TDs, and then folks will go maybe. I'm saying he has not had an opportunity to suck long enough, consistently enough for you to have the stance that you have. That's what I'm saying. Give him more time to be trash. If he's that trash, it'll be revealed. But he won't get that time because it's the Browns.
I'm telling you, because it's the Browns, he will get that chance because everybody else is whack. So they're going to cycle through all of them dudes. That's what I keep trying to say. Nobody's good enough to keep the job. They're going to cycle through. He going to get out there. And I wish him the best when he do. I just don't think that we doing no favors to this dude by acting like the world is up against him.
I agree with that. Because when you rally around him, then you're giving white folks and white America something to push back against, and then it creates more tension. It just makes his life a little bit more hard. I wish we could just ease back and let the boy play football. But,
I'm trying to help everybody out right now. Pace yourselves, brother. That's all I'm saying. Everybody pace themselves. You're right. Don't go out in front of the Browns facility just yet, especially not in these times, brother, because it'll be some counter forces that show up now. Good gracious. Y'all going to go out there motherfucking ice pull up.
Hey, not everybody's afraid of ice. I'm going to just say that.
I mean, not if you saw that picture of Superman doing the ice obstacle course.
I ain't fooling with ice. I know they're coming for black people eventually. I'm buy me a military uniform. That's what I'm going to start doing every day. It's just dress like the military. You won't even bother me.
Hey, let me tell you what black people are worried about ice. It is the Native African population of Harlem, USA, brother. They'll be out there on 116th Street like they used to.
Oh, Lord.
No, sir. Somebody put the word out in French. Y'all need to lay low.
Man,
y'all need to chill.
We'll see with Shedeur, man. Let's circle back on this round week 7.
Like I
After the trade
I think he's going to get his chance to play. I think he will, and then we're going to go from there. And While you say that he has not been given excuses, that's amazing because I sure see so many people making them. They are in mass production. They are rolling off that assembly line quick and fast. But again, it is not
Excuses or
optimal
the truth?
circumstances for anybody.
Can't throw if you can't. I can't throw if you can't block. That's all I'm saying.
But the job of the quarterback is to get the ball out your hand.
Well, then we need to create a stat. Then, damn it, we need to create a stat for when you don't do the block, when you miss the block, whatever the opposite of a pancake is.
Roy, go look at the clock. Ain't nobody holding the ball longer than him. It was the same as in college, and the same have it in the preseason. All I'm saying is somebody blocking for you to hold the ball that long.
I never thought this would be the topic that we would.
I know. I thought more of you too. You know what I'm saying? Like we was like now you got me out here. Now I was trying to ruminate with you and be like, yo, man, it's a little tough when you just got an opinion. And then next thing you know, you against the black people, and now people act like you some kind of sellout, and you were like, yeah, sellout. That's right. I bet it is tough. It ain't tough over here. Me and the homies is over here playing dominoes, getting ready for Shedeur next game, while you over there playing backgammon. I don't know, you know.
Damn shame. Damn shame, man.
It's Roy
man,
Wood Jr.
I appreciate you, man.
No, I appreciate you, and yeah, man. I still got you. You still got me. So defend me when you go back to the meeting, and they start asking them questions about me. You go back and let them know I'm still down. I'm my own man.
That's the first thing I'm gonna ask them Black Russians about when I get over there is whether or not they like you.
That is what we can do. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us here on The Right Time. We do this 3 times a week. Ryan Brumley handling everything behind the scenes. Thank you, sir. Remember, follow The Right Time. Subscribe, like, rate us, review us. Also, hit our voicemail line, 323-596-7767. Talk to us, ask questions, give us your thoughts, tell us about something you've seen, whatever. We're changing what we're doing with it, so just let us hear from you. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys in a couple of days. Take it easy.